Hi, I'm Christopher Dunnigan. This is HandmadeInVermont.com, and today we're talking about the Hubbardton Forge Serenity table lamp. This is the 272113. I have one right here. We can look at a lot of details. Let's look at the size of it to begin with. 15.8 inches is going to be from the tabletop to the top of the fixture itself. 18.2 inches in width, and then the depth is coming in at 8 inches. A couple things you are going to want to know as well. Some of you are going to ask, how big is that bottom plate? So let's do this. We'll measure. It's just a little under 18 inches long, and then the width on it is 5 inches, and it's about an inch thick. Distance from the top of the glass to the top of the fixtures coming in a little around 3 3/4. Little things you might want to know. Let's talk about a few more things. Let's turn it on to begin with. So it puts a really beautiful gentle glow out. There you have 2 bulbs in here that I'm going to show you in just a second. And let's do that by taking the glass off. It's using Hubbardton Forge's opal glass. I'll get into lots of details on the opal glass in just a little bit. Piece of glass is pretty beautiful in its own right. Hubbardton does not skimp on their glass. It's a pretty heavy piece of glass on top. The size of the glass, in case you want to know, is, so this is like 16 1/4 by 7 1/2. Height is coming in right at 9 inches. So let's put this down for a second and talk about what's going on inside of this. So you're going to be able to put in 2 medium base light bulbs. So a medium base bulb is basically the same one we all grew up with. It's called an E26. Very simple. These are LEDs. You can use incandescent if you want to. If you want to stay with old school incandescents, you're going to be using 2 60-watt. When you get into LEDs, look how much room is here. There's a ton of room in this, and you can put in these A19s if you want to. And remember, it's when you get limited by the bulb size, it's really, and they say 60-watt max, that's the heat generated by an incandescent bulb. When you get into LEDs, these don't generate much heat at all. They really just generate light, and you can see them like that. These are 60-watt equivalents. Old school cob LEDs with a frosted diffuser on them. So they don't generate much heat, so you can really use, with an LED, anything that you can physically get in here. So that means an A19, an A20, an A21, and those come up to like 200-watt equivalent LEDs, so that would be like the equivalent of 400 watts if you really wanted to get a ton of light out of this, but I don't think you really need to go that far. I would probably put in 2 100-watt equivalent LEDs and kind of call it a day, and it would be fine for you. So let's put it all back together again, and we'll turn it back on again. So, and this is a new piece. It just came out in October of 2023. It's very sophisticated in its own right. It's also very simple, which I like about it too. And we'll turn it back on, and there you go. So I want to touch on Hubbardton Forge's glass for just a second. Hubbardton Forge's opal glass is not just another piece of white glass. This is actually hand-blown glass. All of their glass is hand-blown. And to begin with, it's actually a clear piece of glass to start with. And they come in, they blow a second layer on the inside of white glass. Then they come back and they do a third step where they sandblast the entire outside. So you'll notice when you get these in your hands, they actually have layers of glass on them on the end. You can see them on these 2 pieces. And it gives it this really soft, semi-transparent, kind of milky quality. It's a soft glowing piece. Really, really pretty. You know, they're really obsessed about details at Hubbardton Forge, and a lot of people don't. I don't think they appreciate it out in the world, but you appreciate it because that's why you guys are here watching this video. There you go. Let's get into metal finishes now. If you're on our website, HandmadeInVermont.com, do me a favor, look over on the left-hand side of the screen. You're going to see a lot of red tabs over there. One is going to be the Finishes Help Guide. When you're done with this video, go over there and open that up for me, and you're going to see a video at the top of that page of me talking to you guys about the differences in Hubbardton Forge finishes and how they can look on different types of forging. I'm going to be referencing a color chart just below the video, so scroll down a little bit, you'll see that chart. You'll notice there are pictures that have the letter A on them, pictures that have the letter B on them, and I'm going to be talking about that range you can see in variance on there in that video. So it's really important to watch the video, use that chart. When you're done with all that, come back down to that chart. You can click on any of those pictures and see a lot more samples of Hubbardton Forge fixtures in that finish. If you want to see a bunch of stuff in dark smoke, click on dark smoke. If you want to see a bunch of stuff in vintage platinum, do the same, and so on and so on and so on. That's a great way for you to see a lot of Hubbardton Forge stuff in different finishes and really take advantage of that, okay? So our showroom in Vermont has over 350 Hubbardton Forge fixtures spread across 2 floors. We have a What's On display page on our website. It's going to be back in the red tabs over there. A lot of good things in that section. Check out. So when you open that up, you'll see it's all divided up into different sections like dining pendants and outdoor lighting. We're always adding to that. This is the biggest showroom in the world of Hubbardton Forge. They don't even have a showroom like this. Nobody does. And they use this as their showroom when you guys come to Vermont to visit us. So lots and lots to see here. You can see all the different glass, all the different finishes, all the different fabrics, all of those things. In addition to that, we have a clearance center. So the clearance center stuff are returns, discontinued things, and showroom samples. That's an amazing deal for you. If you guys want to take advantage of that, you have to come here to Vermont to see us. And when you do me a favor, measure all the kind of things about your project and what you guys are doing. So the most important thing is measure your ceiling heights to begin with. Measure distances between junction boxes and like windows and ceilings and those kind of things. So if you're looking at sconces on the wall, you can see if they're going to fit for you. If you're doing pendants over a kitchen island, measure the distances between those junction boxes. Widths of tables, kitchen tables, dining tables, lengths of tables, islands, all that good stuff. And also do a couple more things. If you guys have some tablets or iPads lying around, take pictures of all these things. Take pictures of the kitchen, take pictures of the projects you're doing. Bring that in so we can kind of go through those pictures together and we'll be able to see what you guys are up to, okay? And also the boxes and clearance stuff, are basically packed for shipping. Don't forget, these were supposedly shipped out. So the boxes tend to be on the bigger side, so bring a decent size SUV if you want to take stuff home. It's a really good opportunity for you. When you buy your Hubbardton Forge fixtures from HandmadeInVermont.com, shipping is free to every state except Alaska and Hawaii. There's no tax if we ship out of the state of Vermont. We're the only dealer that offers 90-day returns and no restocking fees. That's 3 months after you receive something to send it back, and there's no restocking fee on that. Some larger items and custom things, and it's usually going to be big things on pallets, are going to be non-returnable. It'll always tell you on the page for an item if that is the case, so always keep an eye out for that. And we also offer a rush program. So to get all these different metal finishes, Hubbardton Forge doesn't stock. They generally take about 3 to 4 weeks to get product out. We can cut that time in half, and it's really, really inexpensive. If you want to know more about that, just drop me a quick email and I can clue you in on details, okay? So our showroom in Vermont is open every day except Sunday from 11 to 6. I'm here every day except Sunday from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. Eastern Time. If you want to drop a quick email, you can do that all the time. And that's going to be at sales@HandmadeInVermont.com, and we spell out the word Vermont. Or you can call me during business hours, 802-446-2400. So thank you for stopping in today, and we'll talk to you guys soon. Take care. Bye-bye.